Hi, boys and girls. I'm Barney the Book Bear, the bear on Peter Pan Talking Books. When you hear this sound, turn the page. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Way up north in Santa's workshop, busy elves are working non-stop, filling Santa's bag with toys for all good girls and all good boys. Dolls for James and trucks for Bobbies, games for Jills and dreams for Robbies, making every wish come true with gifts for me and gifts for you.
It was a blustery, cold day at the North Pole. Mrs. Claus was taking a piping hot batch of Christmas cookies out of the oven when Elwyn, Santa's chief elf, burst into the kitchen.
Something is wrong, I tell you. Terribly, terribly wrong. We're running behind schedule. We've gotten more orders than we can possibly fill, and yet Santa has never been merrier. In fact, he just gave all the elves another afternoon off. I tell you, Mrs. Claus, we will never be done in time for Christmas.
Now, Elwyn. Have we ever been late for one single Christmas?
Well, no.
Have we ever overlooked one single deserving child?
No. But Santa has never acted this strangely before either.
It was true. Even Mrs. Claus knew Elwyn was right. Santa had been acting very strange indeed. Normally about this time, Santa would be driving them all crazy, pacing around the workshop, fretting over lists, worrying about getting ready for Christmas Eve.
Santa has been acting so odd. I tell you, Mrs. Claus, someone had better talk some sense into him, or there's going to be a lot of unhappy children on Christmas Day.
On his way back to the workshop, Elwyn was stopped by a young elf.
Santa wants us all to meet him at the big warehouse. He says he has a wonderful surprise for all of us. I'll bet. Doesn't he realize we have work to do?
The elves all gathered at the warehouse. Santa was standing in front of the door.
For many years now, you have all worked very hard making toys and gifts for children all over the world. Without you elves, Christmas would simply not be possible. So now, it is my turn to give a gift to you.
With that, Santa threw open the warehouse door. In the middle of the warehouse stood a very large and unusual-looking machine. Lights were blinking on and off all over it. On one side, there were more dials and knobs than you could count. On the other side were buttons and levers. And on one end, there was a huge chute with a table at the bottom of it. Elwyn broke the silence as the elves stared in awe.
What the devil is that thing?
This, my dear friend, is a most incredible toy-making machine.
Santa began flipping switches, turning knobs, and pushing buttons.
Believe it or not, this wonderful machine is going to end all our troubles.
It looks more like it's going to be the end of us.
For this machine can make almost any toy you'd like. Allow me to demonstrate.
And he flipped more switches, turned more dials, and pushed more buttons. Then, while the elves watched, a final swoosh sent a little pink doll with curly brown hair down the chute. And then another. And another.
Look at that.
Santa, why do you need a toy-making machine? That's our job.
Yeah, that's what I say.
For years.
But Elwyn, it's not for me. It's for all of you. Don't you understand? This machine can make all of the toys in just half the time. You will be able to relax, go on vacation, or do anything you like.
Oh, we understand all right. After all of our years of faithful service, you're trading us in for a crummy machine. A machine that could never begin to give those toys all the love and attention they deserve.
That's not true.
A swoosh sent another pink doll down the chute. But it was different than the others. This doll had 2 arms coming out of the doll's head where her ears should have been, and a foot was glued right in the middle of her curly brown hair.
What is going on? The dolls are getting their parts all mixed up. Each is looking funnier than the one before.
Oh, look at this. Turn off the machine.
Santa tried pushing buttons and flipping switches, but the machine continued spewing crazy-looking mixed-up dolls. Now 2 at a time, now 3 at a time. Finally, Elwyn ran and pulled the plug.
I hate to break up this little party, but we've got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it in.
Oh my goodness! What will we ever do? We are so far behind, we'll never be done by Christmas. Quick! Quick! Everyone back to work!
The elves scurried back to the workshop and worked faster than they ever had before. Santa paced up and down, going over lists and worrying about this and fretting about that and wondering.
Will we ever get done in time?
And Elwyn thought to himself.
It is so good to have Santa back to normal.
And as Santa paced behind him, Elwyn muttered to himself, but just loud enough for Santa to overhear him.
A toy-making machine. 3 cheers to the little people working day and night, loading Santa's sleigh with things to make your Christmas bright. And that's why Santa ho-hos, he's holly jolly just 'cause he knows his elves are working round the clock those happy